Good evening and welcome to the news at 10. His Majesty King Abdullah discussed with Canada's Governor-General David Johnston the strategic partnership between the two countries during an official visit to the country. The King and Johnston agreed to advance bilateral cooperation mainly in the economic, trade, investment, education and vocational training fields. The talks, which were attended by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Hussein, also dealt with developments in the Middle East, mainly the Middle East peace process, the Syrian crisis, ways of finding political solutions to regional crises, as well as efforts to fight terrorism. The King and Johnston also discussed the economic and social impact of hosting Syrian refugees in Jordan. Earlier, upon arrival in Ottawa, the King and the Crown Prince were welcomed by the Governor-General and his wife. An official ceremony welcoming the King fired a 21-gun salute with the Jordanian and Canadian national anthems being played. A convoy of Daesh terrorists and their families began to depart the Lebanon-Syria border zone today under Syrian military escort. The evacuation ends Daesh's presence on the border and is the first time the terrorist group has publicly agreed to a forced withdrawal from territory it held in Syria. Daesh agreed a ceasefire yesterday with the Lebanese army on the one front and the Syrian army and Hezbollah on the other, after losing much of its mountainous enclave. Russian Defense Ministry said its air force supported an advance of the Syrian army on Daesh in the province of Deir el-Zur. The ministry said Russian jets destroyed 4 tanks, 16 all-terrain vehicles equipped with machine guns, 6 ammunition trucks, and 2 fortified sectors. Daesh terrorists, however, still control nearly all of Deir el-Zur province, which is bordered to the east by Iraq. The Syrian government holds a pocket of territory in the city and a nearby military base. Moving on to Iraq, where a car bomb killed at least 8 people and wounded 25 in a crowded vegetable market in a Shiite district of Baghdad in an attack claimed by Daesh. Police said the car was detonated in the eastern district of Jamila, just as Iraqi government forces were preparing to declare victory over Daesh terrorist group in the northern city of Tel Afar. Police added that it was not immediately clear if a suicide bomber had driven the vehicle to the target or if it was a parked car bomb. To the U.S., where Tropical Storm Harvey caused widespread flooding in Houston that inundated homes and submerged highways. Residents hunkered down in anticipation of several more days of unprecedented rainfall. At least 2 people were killed, with the death toll expected to rise, as the storm is expected to trigger additional tidal surges and tornadoes. The storm has caused chest-deep flooding on some streets in Houston as rivers and channels overflow their banks. Harvey came ashore late on Friday as the most powerful hurricane to hit Texas in more than 50 years. In Kenya, the government put into effect the world's toughest law aimed at reducing plastic pollution. Kenyans producing, selling, or even using plastic bags will risk imprisonment of up to 4 years or fines of $40,000. Kenya joins more than 40 other countries that have banned, partly banned, or taxed single-use plastic bags. The country's environment minister explained that elements from plastic bags enter water, and when livestock eat the bags, microplastics are passed on to humans when they eat the animals. European medieval enthusiasts gathered for an open-air festival in central Serbia to celebrate all things medieval, showcasing medieval food and music, as well as sword fighting and jousting. Some 50,000 people from 17 European countries showed up for the annual event over 3 days, setting up camp against the backdrop of a well-preserved 15th century monastery of Manasya. The festival's huge surge in popularity in recent years is attributed to the success of medieval-themed TV series like the globally popular Game of Thrones and Vikings. In sports, Harry Potter's favorite sport, Quidditch, has become a reality and been played in a professional UK sports stadium for the first time over the August bank holiday weekend. 8 teams from all over the UK battled it out for the Quidditch Premier League Championship at the Craven Park Stadium in Hull. The game was invented by author J.K. Rowling and was a popular feature of her Harry Potter series of stories. The final was played between West Midlands Revolution versus South East Knights, with the Midlanders coming out on top. And finally, it will be fair tonight with northwesterly light to moderate winds. Tomorrow it will continue to be hot with a high of 30 degrees Celsius in Amman with northwesterly light to moderate winds. In the Gulf of Aqaba it will be hot tomorrow with a high of 37 degrees, while winds will be northerly moderate and the seas calm. With this, we come to the end of tonight's news. I'm Dana Abusham. Thanks for watching and have a good night.